Yo, what up, world? It's your girl, Kanye.
It's your girl, Yaya Femi.
And we are back with another episode of Warlock Horrors. We checking in on episode 10, and we have a special guest today talking about entrepreneurship.
Yes.
We have Lock Ron, musician, entrepreneur, owner of I Revive Hair, located in Burlington, New Jersey on Sunset Road. Doing big things out here. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good to have you. Good to have you. We were chopping it up for about an hour before we got started, you know, so we here though. And as usual, we're going to kick it off with our conscious conversation card. I'll kick it off with accelerate. What can I do to help you save time or give you a leg up on where you're trying to go? What can I do to help you save time or give you a leg up on? Honestly, I can share my experience, but I feel as though my experience, it can give you some information. Of course, a person would take what resonates with them, but I feel like everybody's journey is different.
Yeah.
So I can only share my experience, and if it resonates, they would take it. If not, they'll find their way.
I got the same answer. Yeah.
Like we all do.
What you think?
Run the question back.
Here you go.
What can I do to help you save time or give you a leg up on where you are trying to go? What can you do to help me save time, or what can I do to help you save time?
However it comes for you.
Yeah.
What can I do to help you save time or give a leg up? What I could do is, I don't know, I'm pretty creative, so I feel like whatever it is that you bring to me, I'm gonna have something to say for you. Like, I don't know, I'm always good with helping like people, like I'm good with helping people out with doing things like for themselves than I am with even like myself. Like,
I know what you mean.
So it's like it's weird. Like, so if you like come to me, I'm gonna have something for you,
a solution,
but I won't even have it for myself. But I'm gonna have it for you.
That's a Gemini.
It's so weird.
That's
like,
a Gemini thing.
I don't
We good
get
at
it.
fixing.
Like,
We good at fixing things. Creative problem solver.
I mean, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna be there for you, and you have my undivided attention, and it's gonna be genuine.
I can understand that in translation to helping somebody get ahead, or so you being there, being support.
Yeah,
that is a way for them to feel comfortable to brainstorm with you. I got that,
but
and that'll help them.
Yeah, but it's weird because like somebody might look at it as like it could be the bare minimum, but that is really like all you can give at the time. Like at the moment, like I'm gonna give you my everything. I'm gonna give you my all. You have my undivided attention. Like I'm giving you everything. I'm giving you my all.
Support. Everything.
So I guess it would be support.
And that is inspiration enough to make somebody want to advance, because it's like you believing in them. So I feel that. That's a good answer. It took us a minute to get to it, but we got I got what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So
I got you.
Here go the question.
That's a good answer. What you got, Yaya?
I got self-reflection. Ooh, joy. Describe a time when you got really mad. That's my whole life. Replay what you said and did. I'm always mad, so this is gonna be a hard one for me. And it's always like with some personal stuff. I just get like mad with every little inconvenience of my life. You know, I got an anger problem.
So you get. It's not that you mad at everything. You get mad at being inconvenient.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I feel like that's something that could piss somebody off to be inconvenienced.
Yeah. People be saying things, be doing things that just be making me bad. Y'all probably think I'm crazy, huh? And y'all be watching this shit. Probably like, what's wrong with her? Oh my gosh.
I hope not. No, I'm gonna say if that is what people are tuning in to do, to talk about us, then y'all can unfollow and unsubscribe, because that's not the energy that we are looking for. We are here. We're being transparent. We're talking about real shit.
Yes.
And if that's not what you're on, then you don't belong.
Right.
You don't belong here.
Exactly.
So
I am a human being.
live. You feel me?
Human being.
What's the rest of that question?
Imagine that you time traveled back a year and saw your younger self. What advice would you give yourself?
That's a good question.
Oh God. Enjoy the fucking ride. That's all I can say. You can't control your past. You can't control the future. Just enjoy the fucking ride.
That's beautiful.
That's all I can say.
Look at that. Now, who gonna judge that?
Yeah.
That was a beautiful answer. Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. What about you, girl?
Describe a time when you got really mad. Role play what you said and did. I'm gonna be very transparent with this. I have been dealing with co-parenting with somebody that I have children with. I don't usually speak about things like this publicly, so bear with me if I'm a little
Yeah.
But I feel as though we don't communicate in a healthy way, or our children are not seeing us interact in a way that is a good example, or just any type of respect. It's like we may not see eye to eye, but our kids should at least see us respecting each other.
Yeah.
So that is something that really made me angry recently.
Right.
Role play what you said and did. I'm proud of myself because I consciously just expressed what I needed. I didn't get what I needed. And I let it be.
Yeah.
I let it be because I'm good. You know what I mean? So I'm proud of myself because I could be spiteful. I could do all this and that, but where's that going to get me? What is that going to show? You know, what is that going to show the children?
Yeah.
Imagine that you time travel back a year and saw your younger self. What advice would you give to yourself? You already know. You already know. You already know.
Yeah.
You don't need to look outside of yourself.
Yeah.
They're going to give you their opinion. That's what they feel. That doesn't belong to you. You already know. That's what I would tell myself.
Yeah.
My younger self. What about you, Mr. Lockron?
Right.
Describe a time when you really got mad. Role play what you said and did. So I'll describe a time that I recently got mad. What I did was I just removed myself. I totally removed myself. I was fumigating and I just wanted to not let nobody be a part of that dark cloud. So I just wanted So I went in the bathroom. I went in the bathroom and I just sat there. I was just mad. I was just real, real mad. And then I got in the shower after that. But I removed myself. That was the most important part, was me removing myself and not letting nobody endure that energy. I wasn't trying to exude that energy onto anybody else.
That's very thoughtful and conscious.
I literally removed myself, because I could blow up. Definitely. And I don't want to blow up. I don't want to blow up. I mean, I'm trying to be a better person. And imagine that you traveled back a year and saw your younger self. Hold on. Imagine that you time traveled back a year and saw your younger self. What advice would you give yourself? A year? Just a year?
Nah, like your younger self, all the way back.
Oh, yeah.
Little you in the child.
You know me, I would just tell myself to be patient.
That's a good one too.
Patient.
Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride.
Patient.
Yeah,
and
patience.
You already know.
And just
patience is a virtue. A lot of
For
people
real.
don't know what virtue means.
Yes.
Break it down for the people.
Yes.
Come on. Take me
virtue
to church.
means done with high moral standards. Like you got it. Like virtue. Like patience is a virtue. Like you gotta really be patient. Like that shit will. That's everything. Patience and it's just patience.
Patience.
Just
have
patience. Just have patience.
Sow the seed, water it, treat it, do what you gotta do. Watch it, gotta crack open and make its way to the soil and sprout. Like it's a process.
And I like that. Remove yourself. And that makes me want to go back to the part where I was real angry, because I have a transparent moment too. And I was dealing with somebody who was an alcoholic. And he would show his ass every time he got drunk. He would get real insecure. He would accuse me of talking to other people and stuff. We got into a heated argument in the car. This Negro had the nerve to raise his voice at me. He raised his voice at me. I smacked the shit out of him in my car. I had to drag him out of my car. And I wish that I never gave him a ride home. That was a perfect example of I wish I removed myself.
Yeah, you got to remove yourself.
Instead of like it could have gotten real bad. We could have gotten into a car accident the way we was fighting in the car and stuff. Yeah.
That's real.
Now removing yourself is not that it's not easy, but you just gotta like
you have to
you got control over yourself.
Yes, you gotta have control.
You gotta have full control over yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta grab yourself.
You gotta pay attention to the shifts, the emotional shifts.
It's like you breaking up a fight. You grab the person and you like stop them from fighting, but you gotta like grab yourself.
Yeah,
and then you gotta take yourself away, and you gotta.
Child.
What does that look like for you? Like, is it like an inner dialogue? Is it like do you get like a when you're about to go there, like a trigger or something? Like it's like okay, it's time to step in.
Right.
When you're observing yourself.
It's more so like this shit could get real bad.
Mm-hmm.
It could get real bad if I don't do this.
So that's your inner dialogue.
Like
wow.
Like it could get real dark.
Yeah.
If I don't grab myself and stop myself, it could get really dark, and things can happen that you can't take back.
Yes.
Things can happen that you can't take back. So it's like, yo, you gotta go. Just remove yourself. Like,
That's
get out of here. Like
you cannot unring a bell.
You going. You can't like once this Gemini blow up is.
But we bounce back real quick though.
We bounce back
because we balance it.
Well, it got to be talked about for me.
No, definitely talked about, or it's over for sure. We got to have an understanding.
There's gonna be a lot of fake shit going on and a lot of like acting if we never talk about it, because I can be cordial and I can be mature.
Yes,
but that don't mean that I won't act in.
Yeah,
like
I got you.
Try to like. You won't get the best of me if we don't talk about it.
Yes.
Because then I'm going to just be cordial and mature. I could be cordial and mature.
I feel that 100%. I really do.
It's like, all right, cool. All right.
Respectful.
This what we doing?
You can have respect.
Exactly.
And be mature.
Exactly.
But it's like nothing else. Like you're not getting nothing extra. No access. It's not the same.
It's not the same until we talk.
That's it. And that's all we want is a conversation.
If we don't talk, I'm not going. I'm never going there. I'm never going there with you.
Hashtag Gemini season. Right. Put that in the comments.
If we don't talk, I'm never going there with you. I'm never going there with you if we don't talk.
I just turned 33, y'all. We ain't even talk about life.
Yes. Happy birthday, Carmen. Happy birthday.
And it's about to be your birthday, fellow Gemini. What's up?
Mm-hmm.
Say all you want to.
You already know.
Because they got so much to say about us.
Gemini.
Gemini.
Jimmy gang.
And now we're going to kick it off with our topic, entrepreneurship. Okay, we're going to go right into it. What does it take to be an entrepreneur? And is it meant for everyone?
It's not meant for everyone. Not meant for everyone.
What we got?
It's not meant for everyone because everything makes the world go round. You know what I mean? Somebody got to work for somebody. If we were all entrepreneurs, who are we going to work for?
Yeah.
Who's going to work under us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a tough thing to carry.
What separates the people that make the world go round, are the workers, from the people who are entrepreneurs?
People who are into leadership.
Okay.
Yeah, people who are leaders, people who
are fast.
Yeah, who are fast, people who are sharp, pretty much. Like there's some
sharp, meaning like intelligent, able to solve problems on their own.
Yeah, it's a lot that comes with entrepreneurship. It's not for the weak at all.
Not for the weak.
Yes.
Sure. So since we all at this, I'm not going to say table because we're not at a table. We at an ottoman. Since we're all at the ottoman, and all of us here at the ottoman are entrepreneurs, let's introduce the businesses, starting with our guest.
Yes.
You are the owner of I Revive Hair. What is it? What called you to that? What was that journey?
So what called me to that was the fact that I worked in many different barbershops. I started cutting hair when I was probably about 12, 13 years old. I grew up cutting hair in the neighborhood, in high school.
Dope.
I moved to Jersey from Philly. That was like the one thing that I had like on people. So that was my way of like being cool. Everybody asking me for haircuts and pretty much people like kind of like I used to get bullied.
I got it.
And I used to get picked on until people knew that I cut hair.
And then you became
so the plug. Then I realized I was the plug.
You gotta give.
Then I realized, shit, I got power.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then I start using that shit against people.
Yeah.
Like it's on some shit like, oh, you need me. Oh, all right. I got you.
Wow.
But look, and I came to Jersey. I feel like Philly was always like a year ahead of New Jersey. Well, South Jersey.
Okay.
So when I say that, I mean like I was wearing a mohawk.
I'm talking fashion. You talking fashion?
Fashion, mohawk,
Trends. Yeah.
Trends. Aeropostale, American Eagle, Hollister, Abercrombie and Fitch being the highest.
Yeah.
We was already doing that shit in Philly. So when I came to Jersey, they was on some, oh, he's trying to be a white boy.
But you was really setting a trend though, because it's different. And you like, who's this in town?
Exactly. So I'm wearing Aeropostale, American Eagle. And then we come to Jersey, oh, white boy this, white boy that.
So you stood out. You were different.
Stood out different. And then going into my junior year, I came to Jersey my sophomore year. And going into my junior year, now y'all wearing Aeropostale and American Eagle.
So you always been ahead, yeah.
Guess what? Y'all late as shit. we are now wearing Hollister and Abercrombie. Y'all just getting onto this Aeropostale and American Eagle shit. Y'all late. Walking on y'all pants, jeans shredded at the back, at the bottom. Like, y'all late. So it's like, all right, cool. Then playing football, y'all want to laugh at me. I got a mohawk. That's cool. Laugh.
It's because they didn't understand you because it was unfamiliar. That's
late.
My assumption. Yeah.
Late.
You gonna call it late? They just didn't understand.
I'm gonna call it late because it's like next year y'all gonna be on it. Mm-hmm. Following year we playing football. Now y'all all asking me for haircuts. Now the coach even asking me for haircuts. Y'all know that I cut hair or whatever.
It's funny how that work out, isn't
exactly.
it? Funny how that
and
work
now
out.
y'all, the ones that was laughing at me is asking me for the mohawk.
Yeah, because you had the juice the whole time. You had the juice the whole time.
I'm looking like, wow. All right, come on, man, because it's my heart. I bathe in my heart chakra green.
Yeah.
It's like, I love green.
Talk the talk.
Green that's my color. So it's like that's what it is. So y'all coming to me now for haircuts, and I'm genuine. It's like, all right, I love this. This is what I do. All right, come on, come sit down. I'm cutting y'all hair. Now my name going up. I'm carrying my lunchbox around with my clippers.
That's dope. Look at that.
Like
really working.
Wow. That's where it started. And
hustling.
It's like, I'm a teenager. I'm 16 going 17, and I'm cutting hair in the hallways in high school. And then as the time goes on at lunch, I'm cutting hair in the teacher classroom because he ain't got nobody in there.
You were really embodying entrepreneurship before you even knew.
Exactly. I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I didn't even know. So it's
Who modeled that for you?
So I look at it, it's a genetic thing. It's in my genes.
Got it.
My great-grandfather was a barber. My grandfather was a barber. His brother was a barber, my Uncle Tyrone. And I'm the one that opened up my own barbershop. I'm the one that opened up a barbershop, and it's like, I took it the furthest.
Yeah.
And I remember my grandparents, they used to always try to tell me, like, get a job, go to the military and all this and that. And then I had long hair, so I'm like, I'm not cutting my hair off for no military and stuff like that. So it's like, so I wanted to pretty much like take my chances in the world
on your own
and on my own, and that's when I opened up my own barbershop. I worked in many different barbershops, and I see that I don't like how y'all. It's not the fact that I didn't like how they ran their barbershops, but I didn't like rules.
That's the part and I feel like that is a key quality for when it says, what does it take to be an entrepreneur? You have to have some sense of resistance, or you have to like question things to feel that power, like that courage to step out. It's like, I don't really, but if I did it this way, I could do this myself. So now you figuring it out. So
I opened up my own barbershop because I wanted to run it how I wanted to run it. I didn't want to run it like the shops that I've been in. And then I actually learned that rules are needed, and you gotta have rules, and that you can't be cool and stuff like that. It's like you gotta separate business and pleasure, business and friendship.
Yes.
That's very important.
Yes. Hold on. I gotta stop you, Lockron, because we gotta stay focused. We gotta stay with the flow. We are gonna talk about that as we get on. That has to do with the risk and balancing of the entrepreneurship journey.
Okay.
I want you to speak specifically to our people, our viewers. What do you feel it takes to be an entrepreneur? What does it take?
What does it take to be an entrepreneur? It takes a lot of it takes courage. It takes confidence. It takes discipline.
Definitely.
But honestly, really honestly, what it takes to be an entrepreneur is saving your money. Saving your money and starting a LLC, which don't take no money, and just doing it. Because when I started my barbershop, I just grinded for it takes time. It takes a lot of time. It takes sacrifice.
Definitely.
You have to give up time, and you have to sacrifice.
Definitely.
Because it came a time where as though I was on some stuff like, I'm not getting my hair done. I don't want to look good, because if I look good, I'm gonna want to go out. So I don't want to go out.
Save your money,
I'm a wolf, so I can stay in.
That was something that motivated you to.
Yeah, so it's like I'm not going. I'm gonna do what it takes for me to stay in grind mode. I want to just keep grinding, like, and I'm a sacrifice, because the shit that I'm sacrificing ain't going nowhere. I could come back to that. It ain't going nowhere. So it's like, I gave up my time and I sacrificed, knowing that the things that I was sacrificing wasn't going nowhere and I could come back to it. And it's like, all right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Stone Active Fitness.
Yes.
What called you to that? What was that journey like for you making that decision?
I started off as a client, and that's how I got into fitness.
Got it.
I started off with some health issues. I was diagnosed with hypertension at 25. Like, I had to get my shit together. So got a trainer at Edge. Shout out to Justice. Hey, friend. And I got into fitness, and I thought about becoming a personal trainer, but I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. So I was working at some job in Marlton, and I hated it. And y'all heard that story before. Had a real toxic situation. It was a crazy job. And as soon as quarantine hit, I told myself I wasn't going to come back. And then I kind of thought about it, because like, I'm not used to taking a risk like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll come back, wait until I get something secure, and then I'll leave. So I think like a couple days after that Easter 2020, my manager called and yelled at me. She yelled at me over something that happened months ago, and it was already resolved. She never apologized to me, because she forwarded me an email and they told her it was already resolved. Like, I already took care of it.
Yeah.
No apology, no nothing. Like, her pride was just like, yeah. So that's when I was just like, fuck that shit. I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
So as soon as
figure it out.
Yeah. So June hit, they sent me an email saying that they were going to reopen. I told them I wasn't coming back, and I didn't really have a plan at all. But people were reaching out to me saying like, "Yo, are you training people? Like, are you a trainer? Because like, I gained all this quarantine weight. I kind of need your help." So that's how I started my business. Yeah. It just came naturally. Like, I didn't really plan it like that. And now I am a certified personal trainer. I was running a business for a while. Like a year and some change, and I'm not self-employed anymore. I currently work at Edge, but it's still a business.
But you still carry the entrepreneur. You just Yaya gave me some soap, y'all. She made some body wash.
Like,
so
I'm on to different ventures, and like, I'm still like an entrepreneur.
That's the thing about entrepreneurship.
Yeah, it's a mindset. It's all a mindset.
Once you go into that I can do it myself, and I'm going to create income for myself doing something I'm good at doing. That is the journey.
Yes.
And it is a difference between being a boss and an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Like, it is a difference. When you're a boss, you are responsible for other people. And when you're an entrepreneur, you have your own business.
Yes.
You're just doing your own thing.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah.
So it's like, a lot
facts.
of people get that like confused, and they get that mixed up.
A boss.
And they think they a boss. Everybody, I'm a boss.
Right.
I'm
so
a
funny.
boss. You ain't no boss.
That's funny.
Right.
You don't know what it takes to have to deal with other people and not be verbally abusive and stuff like that. Like, this shit is real, bro. Like, this not
toxic work environment. We are gonna get to that for sure.
Yes.
A little bit about my journey. I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna cut right to the jump. I have a felony. So it was always hard for me to get a job that I wanted. I mean, I worked at Rainbow, I worked at Carlton Cards, I worked at Popeyes, I worked at Brahms when I lived in Texas. I worked at many fast food minimum wage jobs, but I knew that I needed more. I knew that I needed to be in different spaces. I knew
I liked you, Carmen.
You know what I'm saying? I got a little wild.
Right.
Not proud of it. I've learned my lessons, and I do not promote or condone, but shit happens, and you got to learn lessons. And that was a part of mine, but we'll save that for another episode.
Beating people up?
Nah. Well, we are going to share our journeys one of these days on our episode. So with that being said, I already had, like, I was already out here in the world, like, trying to figure things out for myself. Like, how can I? So I found myself working at small businesses a lot. Mm-hmm. I worked for an interior designer. I worked for a kitchen and marble and granite, like remodeling. So I was really around creative people. And I would watch how they operate. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if because of my I'm not diagnosed with OCD, but because of my anxiety, I like to be organized and focused. And so I know how to run myself and manage my time and shit like that. So once I figured out this is not working for me, I was like, I got to find something that works for me. It wasn't until I got pregnant with my daughter that I realized I couldn't be in that toxic workspace environment. Mm-hmm. I would go in there and it felt like I was taking off a mask. I would get home and it's like I really had to like just shake that shit off. And I'm like, yo, I'm a totally different person when I'm not on the clock. So I was like, what can I do? What can I do to generate income right now? And I clean. Cleaning is something that I do therapeutically. People always said, girl, you so clean, girl, I can eat off your floor. So it's like, let me market this. So so I went with it. I came up with the name. And on that journey, I realized things like a name of a business isn't even really that important. Things to me that make what it takes to be an entrepreneur, you have to be flexible. Mm-hmm. You have to be flexible with people because not everybody thinks like you. When you're looking for clients, you have to be able to have a different perspective. Yeah. You may have it all figured out in your head, what you're going to do. I'm going to sell this, but people are going to come with you with a unique situation and you're going to have to be flexible if you really want that income. Sometimes you do have to sacrifice. And when I was cleaning, I'm like, I'm trying to be in the rich folk house, and eventually I was in big houses up in Allentown, New Jersey and Hamilton and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I started out in the hood cleaning for people, that was like hoarders almost, because it's like, I need business. I need to make this work for myself. So I had to sacrifice and take those type of jobs. But the more discipline that I had, the more that I started to understand like my worth and a price. I was giving people discounts and shit like that just because I wanted business. Mm-hmm. But you definitely have to be flexible and you have to have confidence. Mm-hmm. Yes. You also have to be able to set boundaries because people will take advantage of you on this entrepreneur journey. Yes. They're gonna want the hookup. They're gonna want that's something
freebies, all that. Yeah.
No, that's real. That's real.
Yeah. So
that's a fact.
Yeah.
that was a part that I had to learn. Like people coming in, yo, you still got time to get a hair, cut my hair? It's like, all right, yo, come on. And it's like that, all right, yo, come on, that shit get old real fast. And it's like, oh, snap. All right, yo, you got time to cut my hair? No.
Yeah, that's where the boundaries come in.
Yeah. I don't.
Was there a time? There probably was a time though that you were like, it was a time where I was
just taking them in, and that's kind of like, I just take it as reps.
Yeah,
it's reps. You just, I'm getting
a walking
better.
Billboard, walking billboard for your work too. Mm-hmm. That's a part of it.
Yeah, and then after a while, it's like, I don't got time, bro.
Yeah,
I can't do it. Mm-hmm. And then that's when they start respecting your time.
Yes.
Them knows.
Yes.
People remember the no's. Yeah. They don't remember all the good shit.
Right.
They remember when you tell them no though.
That's real shit.
They either going to change or you're never going to see them again. Mm-hmm. But they change. Like and it's like I was having a talk with my lady about that the other day. Like, yo, when you tell somebody no, they remember that shit. Yeah. They might notate that shit.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, you gotta be firm.
People are entitled. And that's one thing I had to learn. But also working for other employers when I wasn't on this entrepreneur journey, I would notice how some of my bosses were, how they interacted with people, how they like their integrity, their culture of the business. Yes. Were they just in it for the profit, for the money, or how were they treating their customers? When a mistake was made, were they honoring their business? Were they being respectful to people, or was it like your loss, your fault? There's nothing I could do about it. Like I also had to see that in those environments and say, that's not how I operate. This don't align with who I am. So I need to go figure things out for myself.
Yes.
Too. Yeah.
Yes.
That falls under the culture.
I'm a victim of that. I dealt with the emotional abuse at work. I dealt with emotional abuse. Like my manager was a fucking narcissist. And she was.
What's emotional abuse?
Like how do I describe emotional abuse? Like
condescending.
Yeah, condescending. She used to chastise me.
Invading your boundaries, invading your space.
Yeah.
Treating you differently than anybody else.
Yeah.
That's just in a work environment. Emotional abuse could be anything from gaslighting to making you question yourself, to making you feel guilty for feeling how you feel, calling you a name, giving you the silent treatment. These are all forms of like.
And that's exactly what
abuse.
I went through. Besides calling me the names.
The silent treatment is the one that stuck out the most.
Yeah.
The silent treatment is definitely something I can see like being emotional abuse. Other than like some of the other things you were saying, but all right.
You're going to have to come back on this show.
Right, for real.
Like, hold on, Lana. We're going to have to talk for real now.
Like, for real.
But no, it's a real shit. Like, that's what I went through. I used to clock out of work, go right into my car, and as soon as I'm getting down 295, I would break down into tears. I couldn't even fucking see driving
some
home.
stuff made you stronger, though.
Yeah.
Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on.
It did.
I got to do this. I love y'all, and the conversation is going.
Yeah.
But we have to... We got to stay focused because we are here to offer a service.
Okay.
As well.
We good, yeah.
Okay.
We want to give the people the keys.
You directing.
We got to give the people the keys because there are people watching this because they want to be entrepreneurs, but they haven't taken the leap yet.
Yeah.
But we have. You 5 years in the game. I'm 3. 2019. You 2. So it's like we have something to give. Spirit guided out here. So
no, you gotta direct like that. You got to.
Yeah, because you know us, Aquarius and Gemini, we every fucking where we air signs, we flow.
Right.
Oh shit, girl, be careful.
I know.
God, what the fuck? Okay. All right. So, know when to quit your job and how to do it. Lionel, stop it. Am I about to set the house on fire?
Right. Don't be.
Know when to quit your job. When do you know? When do you know it's time to walk away, when it's time to go, and how do you do it? Lock Rhyme?
When do you know when to quit your job and when do you know how to do it? So pretty much it's like I feel like it's supply and demand. It's more so like popular demand. Like when people keep wanting you, it's like you know, like
I like that perspective.
Oh snap, like all right, so once you start breaking down numbers, and you like, all right, if I do this many people, does this many people outweigh
this paycheck
at my job? Exactly. So then it's like, all right, I could leave there because I know that this many people can pay my bills.
Yeah.
And then you start
Very
giving
smart.
that more energy.
Very
and
smart.
you start getting more people, and then you wind up, you start your. That's how you know when you could quit your job.
Yeah. I like your perspective on the finance side because I did not think about that when I was starting a business. I was just like, I don't like it here. I gotta get out of here. I didn't have no money. I ain't figured it out. I was going to grocery stores trying to get cheap little snacks trays so I could go present it to the people in their home. You know, like the nursing homes putting together presentations. I didn't have
emotional intelligence is a motherfucker.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
You got to know how to connect with people. I didn't have no funds, but I knew how to connect with people. And somebody needs a haircut. Somebody needs their house cleaned. Somebody needs to get in shape. I don't have no money right now, but I'm gonna take this risk.
It's about pretty much like I keep hitting the microphone. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Is more so stats. You got to start keeping stats.
Yes.
You start keeping stats, and then you realize like, all right, this stats help you make sense of things.
How do you keep stats? What does that look like for you?
So when you keep stats, it's like, all right, if I'm cutting stats, you got to do it throughout a time span. So it's like 3 months. I like to say 3 months at a time.
Quarter.
Yeah, every quarter. Every quarter. It's 4 quarters in a year. So you keep stats of this quarter, and then you go to the next quarter, and you like see that it's consistent. Now you at a half a year, and then it's like, oh snap, I don't have to be at this job.
Got it. So you're tracking your progress, tracking your clientele numbers.
Exactly. So now you see that it's being consistent,
and it's safe. It's safe to take a leap.
Yeah, we learned in school, average and medium. Like you know what it is that you're gonna be getting on the average. So then you go off of that, and then you take the leap of faith.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, risk. Like
Yes.
you were saying, like risk is another thing. Like, so it's like you got to take the leap of faith, and there you have it.
To take the leap of faith, that comes with a very big, strong sense of belief in yourself. You have to believe in your ideas, because if you don't believe in your ideas, how you gonna sell something to somebody or provide a service to somebody if you're not confident in what it is that you are providing?
Yeah.
So that is a very important part of it. Belief in self. Yaya, how do you know when it's time to quit? How did you know it was? We already know how you know, but how do you? How did you go about?
When your current situation no longer serves you.
Yes.
It no longer serves you, when you feel like you can do a lot more than what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, when you know that you don't belong in that space.
That's good.
Pretty much.
You've outgrown
when you don't belong
space.
in that space,
I like that answer.
And definitely, like what you said, Ron, like when your business venture is like paying your big bills, or when it's becoming more steady, when it becomes like a popular demand, that's when it's like it's time to go. Yeah. Or you can just be like me and just create an exit plan and make sure you just stack your money and just leave, and make sure that you have a steady plan.
I'm going to speak to this because this recently happened to me. I was cleaning full time. And then I got into my music. I wanted to be more creative. So I stopped cleaning so much and I put more of my focus into music. And at that point, the way that I was running through money, investing in my music, I was like, now I got to go back to work, because I done told my clients I'm not cleaning no more. And they done replaced me at this point. So now I had to go back to a job that I had already. Okay. So it's very important how you leave a job that you're at. If it's a decent paying job, it's important to go about it the right way, because you never know when you might need to lean back on a resource. Just like you had to go back. It's a new place of employment, but you had to. Entrepreneurship is a up and down. You might need more income. So definitely, I would recommend. They say put in a 2 weeks notice. I don't know what the situation is, but if you are thinking about leaving a job, definitely give notice, because you might, you don't want to burn bridges. You might have to go back if you find that, okay, this journey is a little bit more costly. Maybe I should go back part-time. You have options. Part-time. Sometimes I have a friend who was working at Ulta, Octavia, the girl who does my makeup. 5 hours a week working at makeup, but it was working for her. So just be transparent with the people you work for, because you never know if you need to go back for financial support.
I told myself I'll go back to the strip club before I go back to my last job.
Don't stop,
I'll go back slinging them poles, okay? Shoot, bust the booty wide open before I go back there.
Why you gotta go left?
I'll sell the kitty. I'll sell my kitty before I go back there.
Listen, and that is. Yes. That is.
I'll sell my soul before I go back there.
You better watch your words. Hold on, I gotta light the Apollo now. See,
not for real.
Like, you ain't selling your soul. Don't sell your soul.
That's the burn I wanted. That was the burn I wanted to bridge. That's the bridge I wanted to burn. I set that shit on fire.
Damn it,
Set that shit on fire.
We know you ain't going back, but we also know the power of the tongue. You ain't selling your soul to these people. You sell soap.
No,
but you about the soul.
No, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, girl. I wouldn't come back today. You will never see me crawling back to where I came from.
The tongue is very powerful. You gotta be careful, because you might.
She's very passionate. We know that.
Yeah,
you passionate. You ain't going
back.
My
soul ain't going nowhere. Hell no.
That's right.
That too.
All right. Let's get to how to create, launch, and operate, marketing, and support your business. That's a lot, right? Let's start with, how do you create, launch, and operate a business? What did you do? What did it look like? Very specifically, I want to stay focused on this point, y'all. Damn Gemini and Aquarius. I want to focus on what were the exact steps you did when you said, I am going to start iRevive, down from coming to the name, that thought process, getting it on paper. What did that look like for you?
So what it looked like for me was, I was literally like trying to come up with a name, and I seen a spot across the street from my father. He had a duplex, and it was a vacant storefront and right across the street from his duplex. And I just imagined that to be my barbershop. So I'm like, ooh.
Visualization.
Yeah. Visualization was crazy.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, I'm gonna just come up with all these names. I'm just writing down. I wrote down. So you gotta write. You gotta put it in writing. So I'm writing down all these different names. Da-da-da. So I'm like, revive hair. Da-da-da. I'm like, because the word revive came from, I had a cousin. He was in the hospital. He got shot. And they was saying that they was bringing him back to life. But when they were saying bring him back to life, they were saying we revived him. We revived him. They
So that word
revived him 2 or 3 times. So that word stuck with me.
Heavy.
Like bring back to life. Like so I'm like, oh, that's fire. I didn't mean it like when they was saying it, I wasn't thinking like, oh, that's fire.
I know what you mean.
I'm
the
thinking
name,
like
the meaning of it, the power behind it.
But when they was saying it, I'm like, oh, that's a new word. So it was a new wrinkle in my brain. So I'm thinking like, revive. Like I remember asking my grandpa, what does revive mean? And then he told me, they bringing him back to life. He's been brought back to life. Da-da-da. So they revived him 3 times. So I'm like, oh, word. So that word always stuck with me. So I'm thinking like, revive hair.
Yeah,
like,
you bringing them back.
Right, I'm bringing them back to life. Like your shit growing and I'm bringing you back to life.
That's cool.
Polishing you up. So then I'm thinking like, oh shit, iPhone. Oh, iPhone is a popular thing right now.
So it's like I revive.
So it's like, and then I'm thinking like it is it's me.
That's what I say. It sounds like an affirmation.
Me.
Like I give life.
Yeah. Like,
I give them life.
It is I that is reviving your hair. So it's like, I revive hair. So I came up with the word. I put it together. I wanted the I to be lowercase like iPhone.
So this is branding. You were working on your branding.
Exactly. So lowercase I, revive. So it's lowercase I, like I revive hair. It is I that am reviving your hair. So it's like, I just pretty much came up with some imagery for it. So the imagery was like on my shirt, like,
you got like the flat line cardi, like the heartbeat.
Yeah, so it's an eyeball.
Yeah, I see that.
I see it.
Yes.
I see it.
You visualize.
And I bring it back to life.
Yeah.
Like I see what needs to be brought back to life and I bring it back to life. So it's like heart rate line, revive hair.
Bring it back to life.
Like,
I like that.
I revive hair.
It's spiritual.
Yeah, so it's
it
like
has a spiritual
I see it.
To it.
So to break it down in short terms, I see it and I bring it back to life.
Ew. Punchline. Mic drop.
Period, poo.
Period, poo.
Period, poo.
I like that.
Oh,
so I see it and I bring it back to life.
That's dope.
Eyeball.
So it started with the visualization, then you worked on a brand. What did you do to actually get it up and running? You talked about your journey with doing
get it up and running.
Yeah.
How
did you get your building, all of that good stuff?
I was kind of all over the place. I was selling a lot of weed and I wasn't cutting hair that much.
Thank you for your transparency.
Yeah, so it was just like, I don't want to cut hair no more. I'm over here getting all this money. It's paying my bills. So I'm like, oh. Jersey wanted me back crazy. I was in Philly. I was in Cherry Hill. I'm doing my thing. Like, so it was like, I came back by popular demand.
Okay.
So it was like, oh, snap. So I left Philly. I came back to Jersey. And I went into the barbershop and I'm like, all right, I'm going to give it 2 years and I'm going to open up my shop. So I worked in this shop. I outgrew this shop. And I'm like, I can't go no further in this shop. So I went to another shop where they was doing things that I didn't know how to do.
Got
scissors and stuff like that.
Got it. Scissors.
Yeah, doing the scissors as a black man. That's heavy. So I'm really getting nice. So I'm doing the scissors over here at this shop and I'm learning more. Working around people that I feel like are better than me, but not better than me.
That's important. Mentors and where you're learning from.
You gotta go around people that you feel like are better than you in order to get better.
Yes.
But it's not the fact that they're better than you. They just know how to do something that you don't know how to do, and they could pull you up.
They're more
just
advanced,
bringing
more
you
experienced.
Up. They're more,
yes.
Exactly. So this year I stacked mad bread. I worked here. Following year, I couldn't grow there no more. I went over here and I grew some more, stacked bread. And I told myself I wanted to save a certain dollar amount. And that's what I did. I saved that certain dollar amount. And then I went over and I found the location. And I seen that they had space for rent. And I'm like, all right, look, I got an LLC. Run my credit. Get me in there. And then I dumped that money in there. And then I needed some money from a friend. I saved up a large amount of money, but I needed $10,000 more. And then I hit a friend up, and he gave me $10,000 more, and he gave it to me so easy.
That's
because
beautiful.
He seen like, yo, you was able to save that much money,
and he sees
the
like, vision.
Here,
he sees the brand.
Exactly.
He sees your representation of that. Your belief in yourself.
Exactly. And his whole thing was he wanted to see me do something for myself.
You
he
got
wanted
blessed.
to see me save.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, word. So he gave me that, and then I was able to pay him back within that same year. And he like, oh, you super good money with me. So it's like, I just opened my shop. You got it.
It was a successful.
It was a sacrifice though. It was really the sacrifice and the time and the taking the risk and just saving. Like, you gotta really save.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I opened my shop. I got my lease, and then I put everything together. I had some skills from carpentry, from going to Votech. I was in Votech for carpentry. I was able to paint and do everything and put all the stuff up. And build everything on my own inside the shop.
Yeah. Put
everything up on the walls. Didn't need a contractor for most things. I probably needed a contractor just to put my 70-inch screen in the wall. Like that was it. Like
that also speaks to the entrepreneur spirit. You know that entrepreneurship is meant for you when you are really a crafty, do-it-yourself type of person. When you know how to figure out how to do it all on your own, everything down to the business cards. You can do it all. That is when you know it's like it's time. You got to trust yourself.
So I did everything, and then I pretty much it was pretty much saving and sacrificing.
Saving and sacrificing.
Sacrifice.
I could rock with that. Saving and sacrificing.
Yeah, saving and sacrificing.
Things that we don't want to hear. Why we want to say? We want to spend it.
Why
we want to sacrifice?
You want to have all this fun, but that shit is not going nowhere.
Right. Not in the long run.
That shit is not going nowhere. Yeah. You could come back to all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't care if you got to stop smoking weed. Like, stop
smoking
weed. Relax. Like, that shit is not going nowhere. You could come back to that. Like, and that was what I did, and I opened my shop.
Dope. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. How did you create, and I know you like me, like serial entrepreneur even, because I know you're getting into jewelry, you're getting into your body washers and recovery on top of that.
Yeah.
How do you create and operate? Like you're behind the scenes.
Well, with Stone Active, the word stone, that symbolizes endurance, strength. So that actually came from my personal background, like just dealing with high blood pressure, depression, anxiety, things like that. I went through a lot of shit mentally, physically. So I've kind of like symbolized that into like a stone, and that's how I started that. So sometimes you gotta, use some personal things and market it that way. And I ended up relating with a lot of my clients.
That makes it more authentic.
Yeah.
Because it really is.
It was real. They knew. Yeah. They knew. And I'm very transparent.
Authenticity will take you very far on your entrepreneurship journey.
And everybody watched my journey for since 2018. So that's how I ended up getting clientele. Like it just came natural. Sometimes you just gotta be yourself. You gotta be yourself.
I know specifically you gave me some guidance on scheduling. I started a coaching mentorship business, program, if you will.
Yeah.
And I know that you gave me the keys for me and you both use Canva. Canva is something that we
I love Canva.
Canva.com. You can check them out. We don't have a sponsorship or anything like that, but for the people who are looking to brand themselves, as you can see,
use
when
logos,
you brand yourself, it's very personal.
Flyers, all
Stone,
that.
I Revive, like these are personal things. You're carrying your brand. So a resource that you can use is Canva.com. Something that you definitely shared with me was Acuity.
Yeah, I use that for scheduling.
Yeah. That's something. So if you don't know, if you're not good at managing your time, or you don't know how to figure out how are you going to get clients to book you, Acuity is another resource that you can use. Then another thing that you can use, Google domains. They have
Google domain.
When you register your business on Google.
Yeah.
I kind of went left there.
My
with
brother loves that shit. Like, he really loves it. Like
you get reviews and everything.
He was telling me about that the other day. He was telling me like, yo, he gets so much business.
Yes, that's how the majority of mine.
Yeah.
Once you on the map and people love Google, they're searching cleaners near me, barber near me, personal trainer near me, and once the more reviews you get, whatever you pay for marketing, you pop up. Pop up on the top. Creating, launching. For me, creating any business something I learned is not to focus on the specifics like the logo. I would get so wrapped up in trying to find a perfect logo or trying to perfect the name. It's really about the quality or the service that you're providing, your consistency, like if you're able to follow through with what you want to do. Things like that mattered more to me. Yeah. Like I said, when I quit, I didn't leave on bad terms, but I also didn't have savings. I just knew that what I was doing was not for me and I had to figure it out, and I just had to trust that it was going to fall into place. And it did. The branding and stuff, I just picked my children's initials and I was like, one day, hopefully they running it, and it just fit. Like I didn't spend a lot of time. I spent a lot of time on building relationships with my clients because that's how I got more business. I spent a lot of time focusing on my, communication, my punctuality, which I suck at now. I got to work. I got to get back. Once I fell off, once I stopped cleaning so much, I started to not stick to my time commitment so much. But being punctual was important. How do you honor when you fuck up? Like, have you ever fucked up a haircut and had to honor something? Like, give a credit, give a free cut, say, man, next 2 cuts is free on the house because you done push somebody's hairline back. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, I don't be fucking up no
hair. You know what? That's some Gemini shit right there, man.
I ain't gonna lie, but I will.
Crazy.
Yeah, I will take you back to when I did.
But if you did, what did that look like?
If I did fuck up.
Because we all fuck up. We all fuck up sometimes.
I don't never think about fucking up, but when it comes to this barber and shit, I'm him.
So what if it's an employee? Because you're a boss. You have other barbers that come and work in your shop, right?
So if it's an employee that fucks up and
how do you honor that?
Look, see, it's so crazy because if you fuck up, it can possibly be fixed.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you fix it?
I might try to push you and persuade you into a haircut that you never thought you could wear, and when you wearing it, you might not like it when you leave the barbershop, but when you leave the barbershop, it's people telling you like, that's a nice haircut. Yeah. Now you like, oh shit, it's nice. Like, so it's like we know how to make you look good. We know how to give you a difference. You gotta have swag to be able to do this shit. A lot of times when it comes to like business, you have to have swag. It might not necessarily mean like people just got the word swag fucked up. They think it's just clothes. Swag is how you do shit. Like, so it's pretty much like, it's like how you give this person a haircut and how you might like freak a fuck up. Like,
how to make it right.
Like, how to make it right. Like, how do you make it right? Like, what's your swag to make this right?
Yeah. But it's what if, I really want to get to the root of where your, how do you honor? I want to know, because I know you fly and you execute every time. And if a person comes in and it gets fucked up and you can freak it and make it look good, but what if you get that client that's like, nah, this isn't what I paid for, and y'all can't force this on me because I ain't asked for this shit. What you gonna do to make this right?
You gotta be witty.
You gotta be witty.
You gotta be witty. You gotta know what to say, like right there in the moment. Like,
but what if
it's like,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
So you pretty much gotta like, it definitely gotta be free.
Okay, see that's what I'm saying. You gotta bend a little.
Yeah. No.
You gotta bend a little.
No doubt about it.
That's a part of the sacrifice. You gotta be able to take an L and own and be accountable when it comes down to you fucking up.
Full accountability.
There we go.
Full accountability and full responsibility.
Yes.
You first things first is it has to be free.
We was worried about you for a second. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, what?
it has to be free, but you gotta be so damn good that they want to tip you after you give them a
See, that's
free,
your finesse. That's your finesse. But you saved yourself when you said it gotta be free. Because it comes down to it. Not everybody is gonna be happy.
Right.
Not everybody's gonna think you that one. They're gonna be like, this isn't what I paid for. And then when that comes, you really have to, for the sake of your brand.
Ron, you ever had a situation like that before? Because I feel like you did it.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's why.
I didn't, but I no. I did in my earlier days.
Yeah,
but never while I had my shop. Never,
because you were way more experienced by the time you had your shop.
I was way more experienced by the time I had my shop, but in my earlier days, I'll never forget when I put a patch in somebody's head.
Yeah.
I put a patch in somebody's head. I'm going over. I'm at the end. Crispy, nice.
Yeah.
Cuts, official. I'm going over it at the end. The loose hairs, Nick. I'm like, damn, how the fuck his hair up at the very end?
Did your stomach drop? Did your stomach drop? I couldn't imagine that feeling.
Bad haircuts used to fuck my day up. It used to ruin my day. I couldn't even get right. So I quietly go over to the owner. Like, yo, I just put a hole in his head. I don't know what to do. Wow. And then he looking at me like, I went over to him not trying to cause a scene or nothing. This nigga blows it up and causes a scene. I'm like, oh, I would never. That was one of those things in my head right there. Like, I would never do that
to an employee
in my business.
Yeah.
Like, how could,
because you have to respect your employees as well.
Why the fuck you play me like that, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
So it's like, all right.
That's a balance.
So
be able to respect.
He did it. So right then and there, it's like, it just clicked. It just automatically clicked right away. I'm like, fuck you. I can't even use none of your ideas, or I can't use none of the advice that you're gonna give me. I don't respect you no more, because it's like you just played me, bro. Like I came over to you quiet as my employer for you to help me.
Yeah.
And you didn't help me. So it just clicked, and I just did what I had to do.
Wow.
And I'm like, yo, bro, I put a little patch in your hair, and luckily it was somebody that I always cut.
Got it.
So it was like I never fuck his hair up. So he like it. I let him know, like, yo, I gotta take your hair a little bit lower, and
so you communicated.
Right. Yeah, like,
communication is
communication.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yo, I gotta take your hair a little bit lower. It's gonna be all right. It's still gonna look good. Your wave's still gonna show, and nobody's even gonna notice this. Like,
you humbled yourself. And you finessed him, and you communicated and finessed him into a lower haircut.
Yeah, but at the same time, the thing is, it was all genuine.
Yeah, and that's the key too.
Genuineness is like key. That's quality.
Yes.
Like,
that's fact.
Genuineness, like people could be cordial, people could be mature, people could be fake cordial and mature, or you could be genuine, cordial and mature.
Yes.
I was genuine, cordial, and mature.
Because you understand everybody makes the mistakes.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
So when I let him know, he's like, all right, bro, go ahead. I'm like, oh, shit, sweat off my forehead.
Yeah.
And I just took him down, and it was good.
Yeah.
And he just kept coming to me. Up until I owned my barbershop, he just kept coming to me. Somebody I've been cutting for years.
I can say that was something, watching how my boss would handle their clients when they made a mistake. I'm talking about $1,000 kitchens, granite cut, and they done put the seam in the wrong place or something. And now people are in their house looking at their $10,000 kitchen, and they're like, this is not what I paid for. And then my boss would literally say, like, take it back, put it in the trash, give her money back. And it's like, but it's like, no, we have to fix this. So when I would see, when I would see things like that, that inspired me, like, no, you can't treat people like that. I haven't had an experience like you, because I feel like I'm really good at cleaning. People aren't complaining about my work. But I know that if I'm running behind, I know that when I stay an extra 30 minutes or an hour, I'm not going to charge them. Like, there's little things that you do to make sure that you are pleasing your client. And if you fuck up, you're going to honor that. That is a very
You got to honor the fuck up.
You can't go into the business thinking, I don't need. Some people say not all money is good money. That is very true. You have the right to be selective with who you getting money from. But you also have to be honorable and prepared to bow down and say, you know what, the customer.
Yeah, no. You have to honor the fuck up. You have to honor the fuck up.
That's a big part.
You have to. That is bottom line. You have to honor the fuck up.
Definitely. Do you have anything to add to that?
Not really. No.
You never had nobody that was unpleased with your.
Not at all.
Not really. I mean, there has been
you did though.
There was a situation where a client did get injured. She got injured bad too. She was we was out in a park. This was before the gyms opened back in 2020. She was doing high knees. Something popped in her Achilles and she fell to the ground.
It was not your fault.
Yeah. So I didn't. She didn't pay for the session that day. Her husband picked her up, took her to the hospital. No, actually he took her home. She went to the hospital later. They told her that she tore her Achilles heel and she had to get surgery.
That's unfortunate.
I felt like the worst trainer in the world that day. I felt like the worst trainer in the world. Yes.
But that is an honorable thing.
I was like, if there's anything I can do, maybe pay for your copay when you go to the doctors. I don't know. Like,
I was saying, now that was reaching.
But she was right, like something, and but you know what? She was in the military, and she had a real, she had all them benefits and stuff like that. She was like, "Girl, don't worry about that." Yeah. She was like, "There was nothing that you could have done to change the situation." She was like, athletes get injured all the time. Definitely. It happens, and she knew that something happens. Do you feel
like you were being too nice?
Huh?
Do you feel like that was a moment of you being too nice?
Yeah, because that was like the first time, like, people can try to fucking sue you.
That's what I'm saying. She was probably afraid. I would have been afraid
and
too.
At that time, and this was when I was still learning my business, I didn't have her sign a waiver.
That's real. That's real.
You have to, if you, let me tell you, if you are looking into personal training, make sure your clients sign a waiver.
That's good.
And get personal insurance to protect your ass.
Yes.
But we knew that it was an accident. It was a freak accident.
Right.
She had her surgery. She had to get physical therapy. She was back and she went back to training with me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But you see,
it was your genuineness.
Yes. That's what brought her back.
It was genuineness.
Because clients can cause a ruckus and can make it difficult for you and talk about suing and how does this
she
happen
wasn't even like that.
Exactly.
And she didn't even threaten us. She was like, there was nothing that you did that.
And you went
could have prevented this.
It was just feeling that you gave her the genuine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was a genuine feeling.
And I checked on her periodically, like, hey, how you doing? I know you got your surgery. I wish you, all the best on your recovery, everything. Like I just checked on her. Yeah, we cool to this day.
I wanna point out again, insurance. Insurance is a way that you can cover these types of risks and mistakes from happening. Personally, I know me and you use the same company. Next Insurance is
Insurance.
Yeah.
It's like $35 a month.
Low rates. You get basic coverage, I think even up to like $1 million in damages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So insurance, I'm thinking more so waivers.
Yeah, make sure they sign a waiver.
Waivers.
You gotta have your paperwork in order.
I really feel like it's not a bad thing. I don't feel like you're getting over on people if they don't want to read the fine print.
Yeah.
You can have a waiver that says, look, we're not responsible for this, that, and the third.
Definitely put that in your estimates. Yes.
It's like, yo, they've been doing it to us for years.
Fine print.
Fine print.
So it's like, all right, word.
Yeah.
Let me do this fine print.
Yeah.
Look, sign right here, man. It's almost to the point where it's though, you should have.
That was funny. Look, sign right here, man.
You should have insurance for your business.
Right. Because you never know.
But
the waiver
can protect you.
Sign right here, man.
That's a different logic.
These waivers, bro, they be outrageous. And it's crazy because people don't read.
People really
disclaimers
don't
read.
too.
Read.
They get us on the commercials all the time.
They don't read policies,
but you'll die.
They don't read the policies. Nothing. Nobody reads.
Nobody reads.
That's a
So,
my waiver literally said like I am not responsible for your injuries or your death. That's what it said.
Right.
I'm not responsible for neither. And you can die. You can get hurt. Like fitness is crazy. So
anything can happen.
Anything
Freak
can
accidents,
happen.
Look, man.
Something can trigger a heart attack. Like
this is
whatever.
One of my sayings. You never know when you're going to die. Because if you knew you was going to die, you wouldn't have went to where you went to die.
That's true. That's very simply put.
So it's like you never know when you're going to die. Because if you knew you was going to die, you wouldn't have went to where you went to die. And if you die, it ain't my fault.
Yeah.
That's on
I'm
you.
Telling you, protect yourself when you are a freelance
business owner. Sign right here because you might die.
Yeah. Protect yourself.
I don't have no waivers. I don't need that in my industry. Wait, for the coaching, I do have a contract which does say like this type of work, the spiritual things, the practices, the strategy sessions. This is not a replacement for, professional guided therapy or anything like that. This is, so there is that. Yeah. But that's like a contract. I guess that's like a waiver.
I just seen something on TikTok because your lady is a lash tech. I seen something on TikTok. There was a woman who was wearing contacts during the entire process. I heard she lost her eyesight.
Oh my goodness.
And that's when this one lash tech came out and said, yo, make sure your clients sign a waiver because you are supposed to tell them to take the contacts out because what's the word? that I'm looking for from the adhesive. The fumes can burn your contact lenses, and it can fuck up your eyes. These waivers are
serious.
Yes, so please sign a waiver.
Or
if you're a nail tech, any service,
that's great advice, Yaya.
Create a waiver.
If you provide a service, or if you are an entrepreneur and you're providing a product, definitely have a fine print, even if it's on your website. Even if you have a homepage on your website, if they found you have it there as well.
And you can do it on Acuity too.
Also, this makes me think of people stay away from entrepreneurship because these type of conversations can be intimidating. They may not know what's a waiver. Do I need legal advice? Waiver. When you become an entrepreneur, there is no right or wrong way for real. It's what you make it. You don't have to have the biggest vocabulary. You just need to be very clear and direct in what it is.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Don't be intimidated by the conversation.
Don't be intimidated.
Right.
It's just
everything is figure-outable.
Yeah.
Go on Google. Go on Google. Yeah. That's a book. That's a book, y'all. Look that up too.
Figure-outable.
Everything is figure-outable. I think her name is Maria. I don't know her last name.
Okay.
She's a inspiration.
I'm about to use that word.
Figure-outable.
Right.
I guess we can wrap it up with, where do you see your business brand in 5 years? And that was your question. I want to add to that. And what steps will you take to assure that is where you are in 5 years?
So right now I'm looking into other business ventures while I'm currently personal training. I'm actually looking into recovery products. I just gave you a sample of my body wash.
Lemongrass.
It was a lemongrass scent. So I'm getting into a lot of herbs, oils, healing oils that help relieve your muscle pain.
Inflammation.
Inhaling essential oils that help with your nervous system.
Vapors.
So so recovery is very, very important. Nobody really talks about recovery. Everyone talks about looking good.
Right.
But you got to feel good too. You know what I mean?
Come on and sell your brand, honey. Sell
so
it.
That's my new venture. I know you mentioned jewelry too. I haven't really gotten into the jewelry as much. It's so tedious to make waist beads and stuff like that. So that's not really my focus.
I love that, and I'm going to point that out. When you are on this journey, it is okay to try and then put aside.
A step back. Yeah.
Try and put aside. Like everything may not work for you. Don't put your spirit down just because something is not working out. If you are an entrepreneur, you're probably creative. There's multiple things you're good at.
Yeah.
I like that.
Exactly.
I like that you tried it. You're not afraid
honest
to try
with yourself.
And then you put it aside if it's not working out.
Be honest with yourself. Don't, spread yourself thin. Don't, stress yourself out trying to figure something out. Just take a step back and, if it's meant for you, then get back right into it.
Where do you see your brand in 5 years?
I see my brand a lot bigger. Website, maybe a storefront, maybe. I don't plan on being in a 9-to-5 forever. Not even in personal training. I really don't see myself personal training like the next 5-10 years. So I would love to have my own business again, and like full time this time.
And what are steps that you are going to do? What are steps that you can do that will make sure that you
writing down my plans, make sure I execute my plans now. I am planning. It's all planning ahead, staying in the present.
Planning.
Still, and I'm using the tools that I have now, everything that I learned from 2020 when I first started my business, and with the clientele now. My clientele is my customers too.
Yeah.
They're going to support me.
I follow you where you go.
Exactly.
Because of your authenticity and how you show up, your communication and things like that.
Right. So I'm pretty much just using my following, my content. Everyone's been following my journey since 2018. So
it's very personal.
Yeah. Everything is personal.
I love that. And that's why, and I feel like that is one thing about the journey, and that will determine your success.
Yes.
How personal it is to you.
Yes.
How you shine through it. Like it's really, that's you. That's
Yeah.
What about you? 5 years.
Where I see my business in the next 5 years is it being a famous location to where as though like when a celebrity comes in town, they just know that like that's the place to go to get your hair cut.
Dope. That's
and it's
dope.
like just pretty much like just keeping the quality up and it being the number one spot as far as quality and service and high price. Like it costs a lot to go there, but it's worth the money.
It's worth it. It's an experience.
It's an experience.
It's an experience. That's another thing to point out. You could have a business, you could be good at it, but what is the experience? What is the culture? What is the aura of your, what is the energy behind your business? When people show up, are you some stank person like, okay, here's your food, it'll be this? Or are you graceful?
Yeah.
Are you inviting? Are you vibrational?
Right.
That will also determine the success of your business. What is the experience people get from the time they walk in? Are you greeting?
Be approachable. Yes.
Things like that matter. What are the steps you gonna take to get that status, that celebrity cut status?
The steps that I will be willing to take is pretty much as far as like it being us, we already high standards and high qualities automatically like gravitate towards us
because of y'all brand and how y'all represent yourself.
We vibrate at a very high frequency.
Yes.
So that automatically we attract that energy. So it's
Talk
like,
about it.
If you're a good athlete or if you're a great musician or if you do your thing, you gonna want to come to where the best is, and
that's a vibe in your location.
Exactly, and we're heavy on vibes,
energy.
We're heavy on energy. We're heavy on like entertainment. Like when it comes to like music, we put entertainers on the spot when you come in my shop.
Yeah.
If you can freestyle,
I love that.
Freestyle.
The barber shop. That is like such a safe space. That's community.
It's real.
That's community. So you hear Lockron speaking if you are in the Burlington area and you're looking for, you're on your journey, you're on your path, you're looking for consciousness, you're looking for inspiration, you're looking for a place where they're going to take care of you. Like that is, that's the environment.
Yep.
Yeah.
We heavy on the vibe.
You going to learn.
We heavy on the vibe.
You going to go in there and leave with something more than a haircut. And that's what's important about entrepreneurship and being a business owner.
Yes.
People walk away feeling like they gained something from the experience.
You come in our Revive, you will be put on the spot. And we're gonna make you do music. If you say that you do music, we need to hear something on the microphone at our
That
Revive.
builds character though. That's a good thing.
You know
that builds character.
That's real.
That's dope. I'll be right up in there.
If you that athlete,
what's up?
You going?
I'm coming in there.
Nah, for real.
With you, baby.
And if you that athlete, we gonna ask you to put your stuff up on the TV. We want to see what you do.
That's dope, and that is speaking life into your clients.
For real.
That's manifestation.
Yeah, come show off.
Yeah, that's dope.
Come show off.
That's love.
We here for it.
So basically, your steps is to market yourself and market your high vibrational atmosphere, which will attract high paying clients, high frequency experiences for people.
Right.
Okay.
Like, so yeah, pretty much my steps, like the steps that I'll be willing to take is putting out the energy that I want to receive.
Energetic marketing is what we'll call it. You will market
energetic marketing.
I like that.
So what we put out is what we gonna receive,
and that's how it works. That's the formula.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
For me, honestly, in 5 years, I have so many things happening. I don't see myself cleaning in 5 years. I see myself with employees and somebody running it. I see that.
Yeah.
Because musically. I don't know how it's all going to tie together. I just know that I'm supposed to be living my journey and inspiring and uplifting others from being in the trenches with them. That's all I know. I know I'm supposed to be embodying something and being authentic and showing other people that they can tap into their power through being their real selves, and they don't got to hide. They just got to believe in themselves. So I don't know how it's going to tie together, whether I'm a musician, a conversationalist, I don't know. I really don't know. And that is something that can speak to maybe somebody out there. Sometimes you don't have a clear plan. You just got to trust and show up.
Yeah.
You got to trust, and you just got to be aware of your gifts, and you have to believe in your gifts, and you got to show up, and what is meant for you will come. It will come. That's alignment. So, and the steps that I will take to follow my invisible plan that I don't have, I'll just continue to show up.
That's a plan, girl. That's a plan.
That was a plan.
Continue to show up.
Just continue to show up.
Just show up.
Continue to show up.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole plan right there.
Thank y'all.
Don't be downplaying your plans now.
Ooh, come on, give me the feedback.
Don't be downplaying your shit. Shoot. Yo, if I open up an edge, y'all better come.
You know I'm there.
I do want to open up an edge, though.
That's what I was, when I said when you see yourself, I thought you were going to say a franchise because I could see that for you.
I ain't gonna lie. A franchise, like, it has to do with other people.
You don't trust that.
You gotta follow their rules.
You don't trust them.
And when it comes to people, I'm really like
skeptical.
It's hard. It's hard for me to trust other people as far as my brand.
Yeah.
And I guess I would have to sit down with some bigger business executives and we could talk about that, but I just see our Revive. I just see our Revive being like I could revive anything. I could revive homes. I could revive Muscles Fitness. I could revive anything. I could revive cars.
I love your confidence, bro.
Like it's not just hair. Like I could revive anything. Like I revive cars.
That's the brand. I revive.
Like, I revive. So it's like, as far as it being a big franchise, I don't care to manage a bunch of guys cutting hair. Like, it's just that I got going on is what's working for me, and what we hiring barbers. That's what it is for this location. And if we talking bigger business, we gonna talk bigger business. But other than that, it's just I revive hair right here. Franchise, that's somebody else's dream. I mean, that's what other people might want to do.
You about to move on it because you're also a musician.
Yeah,
as well.
I'm a musician.
You have established and created I Revive, which is the safe space in the community. It is employment opportunities for other people. So that's that, and it's gonna run itself at some point.
Yes.
And then you'll go on to other things and build your brand another way.
Yeah.
But I Revive, we could do it all.
Yeah, we could do it all.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Like,
we could bring anything back to life.
I like that.
We could bring anything back to life. It's not just hair.
I got that.
So
I do want to, before we wrap up, I do want us to focus, to tell our viewers, it's not a one size fits all thing. It is a very personal, separate, not everybody's journey is the same. You might want to be a nail tech, but you might be holistic and want to do it another way. Yeah. That you don't have to follow somebody else's template. Always look. And don't just look in your industry. If you want to be a nail tech, don't be afraid to go look at a barber's page. Don't be afraid, because you might learn the bones, the formula that keeps their business running. It may not be the same exact industry, but you can take little pieces from what people are doing, be inspired, and apply it to your industry. Everything. I feel like once you learn that everything is a formula and it's universal, you can apply it to yours. So don't be intimidated because what your idea it may not look like what somebody else is doing.
Yeah.
Go for it and be authentic in it. And the people, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
And another thing, it is very selfish. I'm like, and another thing, it is very selfish for you to hold on to your ideas, okay? When you are given those ideas, it is not up to you to say, oh, this is cool, but let me put it in the back of my mind. That comes to you because it is given to you. It's given to you.
It's
and
a calling.
Yes, it's a calling. And it's your job now to do something, talk about it, start it, share it with someone else, because that could be the ripple that this world needs for somebody else to come and find their inspiration. And that is how we all, so don't keep those ideas to yourself. Yeah. Believe in your ideas.
Believe in your ideas. Find what's significant about your brand.
Yes.
And don't ever feel discouraged. Like, cause there's everyone, like I shouldn't say everyone, but there's always going to be a bunch of lash techs, nail techs, personal trainers. You got to find what's significant about your brand. When you go to a grocery store, you're going to see a bunch of soap or all these different brands. Everybody knows that nobody gives a fuck. Don't be intimidated. They know what's significant about their own brand. So don't ever be intimidated. Don't ever feel bad or discouraged because somebody's like, everybody want to be a lash tech. Everybody want to be. No, everybody has something, but everyone there's a space for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a place for everyone to eat on the table.
Yeah, I got this. I got this thing that I got this thing that I made up called like the BMW effect. Like it's the Burger King, the McDonald's, and the Wendy's. They all the same thing.
They all coexist.
They all the same thing. But Burger King, they got the grilled patties. McDonald's, they got the round patties, and and Wendy's, they got the square patties. Like,
but it's all the same.
They all the
They're
same
all
thing.
the same.
They just put a little twist to it, and they did their own thing, and they started their own brand.
Swag to
So
it.
if somebody, it's a bunch of different bread companies.
Yeah.
You could start your own thing. You could have your own.
Put your own twist.
Yeah,
on it.
you could have. Somebody might have did it over here, but you could do your own thing over here. It might be similar and the same as that, but you got the BMW effect.
If it comes to you, it is for you
Mm-hmm.
to explore, even if it's temporarily, because that bridge will lead you to another path.
That's right.
Okay, so don't be afraid to explore, to put it out there,
Yeah.
and seek people who are like-minded, because they will help you get there. Now, we didn't share many resources, but feel free to email us at warlockhorrors@gmail.com if you have any questions about how we have started our journey, anything that we can give you for resources when it comes to branding, marketing, website building. We have resources and we're here for you.
And I want to piggyback off that. You don't have to spend a whole lot of
Not at
money
all.
to start with marketing and
Not at
stuff like
all.
that. Yeah, it can get pricey, but you can start small with like Canva. You can make your own logo on there, your own flyers.
Hashtags are free.
Yeah. Yeah. Like start small and then work your way up. Like you got to do what you got to do.
I like that.
Don't wait for a perfect moment, because if you keep waiting for a perfect moment and the right finances, then you're never going to get started. So
There
just
is no such thing
do
as a
it.
perfect moment.
Yes. That's right.
Wow.
And
That's
just
good.
like that.
Get what you get and just start.
Lock Ron, we appreciate you for coming in, fellow Gemini.
Hello, Gemini.
Watch it. Aquarius girl. With she got the thighs out tonight, y'all. She feeling risky.
The drumsticks.
All right, y'all. It's been real. That is episode 10 for Warlock Horrors. It's your girl, Karma Ye.
This is Yaya Femi.
Follow me at LockRon.
Yes.
IG LOCK.RON.
Tap in.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you next time on the Warlock Horrors.
Peace.